Hey YouTube, how's it going? I'm back and I'm doing another 6-scale action figure unboxing review and setup today. This might be another long one. Today I'm going to be having a look at the PopToys Devoted Samurai exclusive or deluxe edition. English language reviews for this piece seem to be pretty few and far between here on YouTube, so I decided that once I got it, I would take it out, get it all set up, and do it all in English for anybody who has some questions about the figure. I've been pretty excited about this guy because I've heard on some of the forums that their quality, PopToys' quality, is really similar to Coup models. Their price points are about the same also, so I would expect their quality to be as good or close to being as good. So I've been really looking forward to getting this guy in hand and seeing for myself what PopToys is bringing to the table, because they have a couple of more samurai coming out that look awesome. They have a Katsumoto and they have Ogio. So, from the movie The Last Samurai. Now, obviously, that's what this is from. This is Tom Cruise's character in that movie. However, it is not licensed, so they can't really say The Last Samurai. So this release was called The Devoted Samurai. Anyways, I'm going to get into it. The box is way too big to fit into my display case, so I've already got him out, the figure itself, and I'm just going to start taking out accessories and setting him up as we go. Now, first things first, he comes with this neat little box, which if I wanted to, I could take the armor off and display it on a stand on top of that box. Nifty, nifty. Inside of that box, we have a Katana stand. So I can set that up right there. Let's angle the camera because I'm just going to look at the box right now. I could set that up right there and have the katanas, or not really katana, I guess. This is a Tonto mount, is how he had it in the movie, or a Tachi mount is how he had it in the movie. So maybe it's a Tachi, but whatever. There we go. I could set those up on there, or set it up like that. If I wanted to do it like a katana blade up, that looks cool. It works out well. Of course, my accessories are going to be going on the figure. Then the next piece he comes with in the exclusive edition, and I'm going to have to pan back, I'm sure, for this one because this is big. I'm not even sure if it'll fit in my display case, but he has this awesome spear and tiger flag. So that looks really cool. All of these weapons are die cast, by the way. So the quality so far is not leaving anything to be desired. That spear that I just showed you comes with a stand, so you could just kind of have it resting in the display case behind him. That's cool. What am I going to dig out of here next? Okay, we've got this, which is a stand for his armor, so move the katanas on the ground. That armor stand will go, for the most part, unused in my collection unless I get a completely extra piece of samurai armor, but I fully intend to display this guy completely armored up, head to toe, with his full samurai armor. We are going to cover up that Tom Cruise likeness in my display. Speaking of the armor, let's get to it. I have got some extra strings and patch things here. I'm not sure what to do with those in the least bit yet. Maybe it will become apparent as I start suiting up this figure. The patch things in this bag look a lot like what is on the arm, so perhaps they're extras in case anything were to happen to those. I have, and I'm taking out of the bag now, 2 pieces of shoulder armor that I have to attach to the figure. I probably should have gotten a pair of tweezers prior to starting this, or some needle nose pliers. I have some, but they're not at my office desk right now, so putting on some pieces of this armor on video might just have to wait. Inside of that baggie, there's also this little sash here. Then we have neck armor, which looks pretty simple to put together. Not much different than Uesugi Kenjin's from Coup Model. I'm just going to slide that over and pop it on. Coming up, we have the mask. And this mask looks really, really cool. Honestly, I don't know why it is, but this one in particular reminded me less of a Japanese monster kind of a thing, and really a lot like a Mayan or Aztec sort of design on there. It was a cool mask. I really dug it. Wish he would have worn it in the movie, but you know Hollywood movies, they don't ever actually wear their masks on their top billed actors. Who needs head protection when you have plot armor? And finally, here is his helmet. This looks really good. Much like on some of the better Coup Model figures, all those pieces are stitched in there with real string, making that flexible and realistic. Right here, there's a little nub, which I believe is for this piece, his crest. So, yep, and there's a little spot for that to just slide into, and that sits very securely on the helmet. I really like that, actually. The Coup Model ones that I have aren't removable, so they're just kind of on there all the time, for better or for worse. And the other ones that I have that have been removable are really flimsy. So having a nice sturdy metal rod to secure that into place is awesome, awesome, possum. Okay, so now before I get him all armored up, let's talk about the figure itself, because there are people out there that are just going to be buying this not because it's a dope-looking samurai, but because it's Tom Cruise from The Last Samurai. And yes, it's a good movie, but I'm more into the history stuff, even though it was based on a true story of the Satsuma Rebellion. Tom Cruise wasn't really there in 19th century Japan joining the samurai. Anyways, talking about this head sculpt. It's a good sculpt. The likeness to Tom Cruise is definitely there. Stoic, perplexed facial expression. It definitely looks like Tom Cruise. The hair is a little bit distracting. It's kind of, a bit too pretty. I'm sure I could fix that with some product or just stick the helmet on there and you won't even be able to notice. But yeah, it's pretty boy hair, which in the movie it was a little more rugged. It sort of detracts from the look a little bit, but I'm glad they went with rooted instead of sculpted for this guy, at least. I think sculpted would have turned out a lot worse. But yep, there's the head sculpt. It's a single neck that connects into the torso, so not as much movement, but you can really do just about anything you're going to want to do, unless you're trying to go for some crazy poses. And especially once the helmet's on, articulation is going to be quite hindered at the head anyways. At least it is usually. So arms, you can go up all the way forward. That's good. They can go, put them back down real quick, out to here. All right. Great range of motion for the double jointed elbows. I'm not going to have any issues with that. Torso actually has great range of motion because, as with the Uesugi Kenshin that I just reviewed, that armor is all layered and stitched through the plates there. So that gives him a big bonus to his flexibility. Very cool. Awesome. Legs can go up to 90 degrees at the torso. Great double bend to the knees. Put him back down. They go out just fine. He could probably go close to doing the splits. Awesome range of motion in the ankles. Toes have articulation. Not that I'm ever going to use it. And real quick, while we're talking about these shoes, I can't tell you yet if I like it or not. I'm used to the best samurai in my collection having die-cast feet because they hold the figure up very, very well. These are obviously not the heavy, weighted down die-cast feet, but real fabric-wrapped sandals over some socks in there. I think that's cool. They look really, really good. So, yeah, I think I like it. I use display stands for everything in my collection anyways, so no complaints there. I think it's strange because this figure has gotten quite a bit of hype. It's completely sold out everywhere. So why are there so few English reviews on it? I do not know. I saw in one review that it's much easier to start putting on his armor if I take off the head. So I've just decapitated the heck out of this figure, which was actually quite the disgrace in samurai culture. And now I'm going to start fiddling around with this armor and seeing if I can get it on without the use of any pliers. Okay. Do I have any tools in my office right now at all? Or was I a ding-dong and left them all somewhere else? I have a steak knife. So that's what I'm going to use. Slide that loop over. Pop it through. Come on now. This part is not... Darn. I'm gonna wreck it. So I'm gonna take a chill pill on that. So the shoulder armor thing, I understand exactly how to do it. I have to take these loops and weave it over the top of these nubs right here. I really do not think that it's going to be that challenging to do, but I definitely want to use the right tools so I don't risk damaging the figure. So I'm not going to do it right now. I will, real quick here, take you through how to put on the mask and chest armor, because if it's anything like the Coop models, then I've done it a million times, and that's not going to be much of a challenge to do on camera. There, pop that head sculpt on. The only thing different is that this one uses little loops around the side there. And that's something that I'm not really quite used to seeing. So, let's see. Maybe that's what this string is for. I saw one person on YouTube here use this string to affix the mask into place. Now maybe that's... Oh, hey, I just noticed something. So when I turn this inside out here, there is some protection. There's this little bit of padding right here that I can put all over the face. So when I put this mask on the face sculpt itself doesn't actually rub against the mask and risk paint rub. I like that quite a bit. And it's not something that I see with many of my other samurai. So big bonus props there, because I am always quite worried about taking the mask off my Ku model samurai someday and realizing that they have paint rub all over the face and cannot be displayed without their masks. So I like that. Way to go, PopToys. That's something that should become a standard. There's that. I'm not going to worry about the face mask right now either, I don't think. I'm just going to put this guy together like I put together any other Ku samurai. So that helmet's going to slide on here. This mask is going to slide on there. Okay, so the way this is going to work is the little strings that are included in the little baggie, those are going to be used to loop through the back of the mask and around to the other side here, and then tied tightly. So I'm going to do that right now. I think the way that I am going to tie them on there securely is just by making a knot underneath the chin. There we go. Yep, right like that. I'm not going to do it tightly or permanently right now because I'm sure I'll be doing some fiddling in the future. So here's this. Put on the kabuto. And again, this looks like in all the pictures that they just kind of wrapped it up right there and then tied him up in there. So that's basically the fully armored look that you're going to be able to get with the PopToys Devoted Samurai figure. All right, I like that. It's a really cool helmet, like I said. Just for how it fits into my display, I might actually completely swap out the head sculpt with more samurai looking Ku model head sculpt. Maybe I can find one floating around online, and I may actually put Tom Cruise here into an extra Civil War uniform that I have lying around in my parts bin. Okay, last thing. A lot of people have a really tough time with affixing the sword to the figure. Now, I'm not going to profess to be an expert on that either, but I do know how to mount the katana. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my standard come up and then down sort of a thing. So that usually wraps it through quite nicely, right like that. And then I can adjust it to the side later as need be so that it's there. That was actually really easy to do on this figure. So that's a secure mount for the katana. Normally, or the wakizashi. Normally with a katana mount, I would then just take this and slide it through the back there, and that would sit pretty securely on the figure. But because, and it's accurate in the movie, Tonto or Tachi mounted, I'm not quite sure what to do. Maybe it's this other extra string here that I have to wrap around the waist of the figure, if it's even big enough. I don't know, it might not be. Looks kind of small to expect it to get all the way around him. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to tie that to anything. So I really don't know. I might do a collecting quickie later once I've got it all figured out to show that off. What I would like to show off before I let you all go is the detail on the katana, because this is sweet. In the movie, it had that inscription on it. It said something, tacky about honor or something like that. But the fact that they've got it on the blade in 6 scale is great. I love it when details like this are included. And this sword will look awesome inside of this samurai's hands. So let me just slide it in there real quick. Boom. Okay. All right. So this is going to sort of wrap up my review and unboxing of the PopToys 6-scale Devoted Samurai. If you're interested, once I have it all set up, there will definitely be pictures on my Instagram. That's just at Big Nerdies. And then I may come back for a collecting quickie and just show everybody how it looks fully set up on display. Until then, I've got some work to do, so I'm going to get to work and do that. I hope that you all stay happy, stay healthy, and keep on collecting. As usual, if you have any comments about this figure, this video, or just collecting in general, pop down in the comments below. I'd love to get a dialogue going. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.